Hello, beautiful people out there. Welcome back to an all-new episode of POV, Point of View. We've got a lot to get into today, and we're here joined by Danielle, yes, and Adriana Thomas.
Hey, y'all.
Welcome back, ladies.
Thank you.
So coming up, Sean Diddy Combs' federal criminal trial has officially kicked off, and all eyes are on the verdict. People are on the edge of their seats waiting to see how this one plays out. Plus, rapper Tory Lanes has reportedly been rushed to the hospital after being stabbed while he was serving his sentence. He is serving his sentence in prison. And later, we've got Girlfriend's Guide and Mind, Body, and Soul. I know you don't want to miss that. You definitely want to come back. So come in and join the discussion. You're watching POV. All right, y'all. We're on day 2 of Diddy's trial, and things are getting intense. Yesterday, okay, a former hotel security guard and a male escort both took the stand, painting the picture of what Cassie allegedly went through. Today, Cassie herself, just weeks away from giving birth, shared her side. She testified that Diddy controlled everything down to the style of her hair and nails, and that her phone and laptop would be taken away as punishment. She also described the infamous freak-offs as choreographed encounters with nearly 10 bottles, okay, y'all, of baby oil, sometimes being used. Okay. She admitted she couldn't recall all of these freak-offs because there were so many, but said she went along with everything out of fear of being replaced or making Diddy angry. So what, y'all gonna chime in on this? Let me know who's going. Who's going?
It's just so much. I just think that at this point, the ropes are turning too fast. We don't know when it's safe to jump in. Literally.
Yes.
I'm a little bit confused on so many parts. You know, but even the 10 bottles of baby oil on one incident, like, I mean, I'm not a freak. But, like, what could you possibly do? Like, are you filling a bathtub? It's
Right.
like,
I'll
be swimming in it.
I'll do this angle, okay? I'm not on either side. I'm just saying.
Okay.
Is this just a discussion of someone's sexual lifestyle, or are we talking about actual abusive things? You know, I know she was abused, but it's like we're also highlighting his freaky side.
But if you're doing something that you don't want to do, that you're basically
Right,
being
now-
coerced or forced to
Right.
do,
So
that
I
is a
think
form
that's
of
the
abuse.
issue that we're having is that Cassie, you know, she was in these weird predicaments, and it's not good.
Right.
But at the same time, you know, is she into that? I think that's what the court is struggling with right now, and that's why it's so much confusion.
Yeah.
Because it's like, maybe she do like the baby oil thing. I don't know. But what age was she? Like, what was her mental state at the time? How did this play out? It's like so many missing things that we don't really know about.
Right. Or did she go along with things because she liked the lifestyle? She didn't want to be replaced.
I think, first of all, poor Cassie.
Right.
Because having to first of all, she already had to relive it, like when she filed the, motion, whatever charges. Now she's literally reliving and replaying all this stuff in front of her husband, in front of the world, literally. And so I hate that for her. But just the part about, I think what you said is interesting. It's a point, but it's kind of like, it's like she was scared, you know what I'm saying? She didn't want to do things, but then this other side, like, okay, did she want to? Was she trying to? But like, you have to put your mind, and a lot of people are not thinking about it like this, of if you've never been abused or in a situation with a narcissist, a person that like, if you leave, you'll get killed type thing. Like, if you have not been in, because everybody's like, well, why didn't she just leave if she wasn't happy?
It's
She didn't
not
wanna
easy.
do it. It's not that
Well,
easy.
this is kind of like sex trafficking. I mean, in a way, that person, we would say, oh, well, they could leave. But no, they can't. They're in fear for their life. They're in fear what could happen to their family. They're in fear, so they stay, even with all the abuse, and try to make the person, the abuser, happy. But they're still in a situation that is abusive and that's deadly.
And we don't know all those details of what happened with her family. Like, where was her family? Where was, like, what kind of threats did he give her? Was it just her life? Was it her family? Or like, what was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, you know, a point that Diddy's defense was trying to raise is that, you know, if Diddy were on trial for the abuse, then they wouldn't be there defending him, quote unquote. But because it's about the sex trafficking, they're saying that they were two consensual adults and everything that took place. And, you know, even, I guess, a male escort that they frequently, you know, had escapades with, he testified, and he, you know, that was a little bit controversial because on one aspect, he was saying that, hey, you know, Cassie was kind of orchestrating it. She's the one that paid for the hotel
That's my
rooms.
point. Yeah.
Yeah, we, you know, her and I both were overly
But of course it was
engaged.
like that because also, like, even that first time or whatever, he said Diddy was in the corner. Like, he didn't even really know it was him at first until he said his voice. Of course, you're gonna put it all on her and let her do the business and all that, so you can keep your face out of it.
Yeah.
Sure.
So of course, it looks great like that.
And let's not forget the video of her running that hotel.
Right.
Completely crazy.
Yeah.
Like,
No matter what happened.
No matter what he's done or whether they like the sexual, you know, interaction, that was completely wrong.
Yeah.
So in my eyes, she's a victim.
Yeah,
Period.
for sure.
Period.
Based off of that.
Yeah.
But I'm saying based off of what we're seeing, the sexual acts, it's like they're trying to depict whether it was something they liked to do and it just got out of hand or what the issue was.
Well, how do y'all feel? I'm sorry. No. How do y'all feel about Diddy's children being in there? A lot of people say that they should have
in
been
there. Why were they in there? I know
feel
they for
so
daddy,
bad.
but it's too much happening
Not
and
10.
the opening up there. It's way too much. They're too young.
Well, how young are they?
I think they're probably about maybe 16, 17 now.
Either way, I don't even want to think about my parents having me or anything else, let alone hearing all of the things that they're hearing that they either, i.e., didn't know before this, didn't want to know. Like,
And also the twins lost their mother. So at the same
it's
time,
also being brought up in the case.
right? So it's like, you know, their dad may be seen as a monster to the world,
Yeah.
but that's the only parent they have left.
Yeah.
So I think that's even more touchy for them to be in that courtroom, seeing their dad being, you know, on trial for this, and it's like they don't have a parent left.
Oh,
So I think it's really tough
I didn't
for
look at it like
you know
that.
them
Yeah.
out of all his kids, but especially those two twins,
Right.
or the twin girls.
I think it's very unfortunate, but, you know, at the end of the day, you know, these are Diddy's kids, and so, you know, my mind wants to imagine that they have definitely seen some things.
Oh,
that we
yeah.
can't
Wow,
see.
for
So
sure.
It's probably
especially them sons.
So
exactly.
we're going to move on to the next topic, y'all. But in other news, rapper Tory Lanes is currently hospitalized after being brutally attacked in prison, where he's serving a 10-year sentence after the Megan Thee Stallion shooting. Lanes was reportedly stabbed 14 times, including 7 wounds in his back, 4 to the torso, 2 to the back of his head, and 1 to the left side of his face. Both of his lungs collapsed, and he was placed on a breathing apparatus, but is now breathing on his own. So, you know, when I heard about this case, I heard about it, I guess, I don't know, maybe 2 years ago, that he had shot her in the foot. I heard it on the radio, and I was like, oh, what? Some rapper shot some woman in the foot? So, you know, I was in an outrage.
I'm gonna sip my tea.
Uh-oh. What did I say wrong? What did I say wrong,
Who
y'all?
want to go first? Is it going to be me? All right, I'll take
Go
it.
ahead.
You know, so where I'm at with it is low-key, I feel like the Illuminati, Jay-Z, somebody is after this man. I believe Meg Thee Stallion is a little demon worker of iniquity, Lord. I ain't trying to
Okay,
judge
you
nobody.
the
This
one.
is what I think. And at the end of the day, I feel like Tory is in a fight for his life and his freedom right now. There is something that did not happen and some things that he would not allow to happen. And they trying to snuff that man out,
maybe
baby. But
he-
thank God, God was on his side. Because if you get stabbed 14 times,
still
just
there.
not know everybody gonna make it.
Yeah.
Tag me in.
Okay.
I think
Go ahead.
this is what I think.
What
It's
you
my
think,
opinion.
Danielle?
I think he paid some people
Girl, bye.
to orchestrate this stabbing fiasco
Okay.
to get him out of prison.
Is he getting out of prison though?
I don't know, but it might get him closer.
Lord.
It might. What is
closer.
he been trying to do? Sympathy. Like, oh, you know, you doing all this stuff. Like, oh, I
He's
gotta
been
be
in
in jail
prison.
for something I didn't do.
He's been in jail for 20 months
puncture
now.
both of your lungs.
You gotta
stab
make
you
it
in your
believable.
head. Wow.
I just need to know, was it a shank or a real knife?
Right.
Because
You need to know.
Did he steal somebody's
details.
sneaker bar and they got mad, or were they gambling and the gambling thing went wrong?
Yeah.
I feel like somebody's after him too. I feel like somebody's paid
The
to get rid of
Illuminati,
him.
the Illuminati.
something
But
going
it could
on.
also be because of him. It have nothing to do with Megan.
Because it's
You
Meg-
like that
I believe
because of
Megan
you.
was a pawn, baby. When he didn't want to sign whatever with what Jay-Z or however it went, don't quote me,
They just
okay?
used
Listen,
Meg.
I'm not Lauren LaRosa yet. But at the end of the day, he didn't want to sign that. They knew he was dating Megan and her homegirl and Ashley, whatever was going on. They said, Megan, listen, it's going to be your career or his. And Megan been going up for bat. And every time it looked like the tides are turning in his favor, she get to come out and start crying again, and something happened, and she traumatized on the same foot that you said this man shot you in, that you was walking just fine on the next day.
Well, maybe it's his karma.
Yeah,
And
because
understand
it's
on
like
that.
it's Tory Lanez. Why? It's just Tory Lanez. I'm just not trying to humble
A
him down.
5-foot person.
But it's just Tory Lanez. It's something deeper there that I think we just, like she said, it's something. It's Tory Lanez.
Yeah, but we don't know the light on Tory Lane's life that they trying to snuff out. That's what it is. Somebody
what-
privy to that
he
light.
knows something.
What about violence in prison? I mean, do we just accept the fact that this is going to happen? So, he was one that it happened to.
It does
I
happen.
mean, it's happened.
Or do you think
a
they need
lot.
to be more
They
protected?
better check Meg's call log, baby.
Oh my goodness! Should there be more
Golly,
protection?
please. Of course.
Especially when they're
But,
celebrities.
I mean, well, you did the crime. You in jail just like the rest of them people. So
Well, they had Martha
Do you-
Stewart put up over there living her
They
best
did.
life.
They did.
They could have
said
put
she
Tory
like-
She was
somewhere.
also a white woman. See the difference?
Oh, that is a
That
difference.
difference.
A white collar crime.
That's
Literally.
a white collar. That's insider trading.
Sold a
That's
few dollars.
So,
from shareholders. Okay. Well, we have to take a quick commercial break, but don't go anywhere. When we come back, we're getting into Girlfriend's Guide and Mind, Body, and Soul. So stay tuned. You're watching POV.
Hey y'all, shout out to our viewers that are sticking with us during this quick commercial break on our socials. We have a question for you guys at home and for us at the table. I want you guys to name a trend that you are absolutely tired of seeing on social media.
I'll say I'm tired of the pranks. Like, we know it's fake. It was funny the first couple of times. Now it's just like I'm tired of it. You knew he was hiding in the closet. You not that scared.
like, they only doing it because they getting paid on social
Yes,
media.
I'm so tired of the pranks. Just do something different.
That's funny.
Do you have any?
I don't know.
I gotta say, I've seen a lot of people saying that they're tired of that. She was a fairy. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And it was stuck in my head all weekend. I don't even know it.
I do have one. I'm gonna get canceled. It's fine. It might be my last time here. Boots on the ground. Take y'all boots off this
I
ground.
knew somebody was
I am
gonna say it.
tired.
But did you hear the Miami mix today?
Yeah, that just brought it
Come
back
on
to life.
now.
The 305.
No.
I'm tired of boots on the ground.
No,
It's
you
giving
can't
you don't know the
be it.
dance.
I don't know it.
That's why.
Okay. But you know what? That's funny because I'm not coordinated. And so on my birthday, my friends tried to teach me boots on the ground. Baby, it was
It's like the little second part of I can't do that part.
I'm gonna teach you.
Yeah, I need to know it. Maybe I like it more, but I'm tired of the boots on the ground.
Oh, well, please, it can't go anywhere. I still haven't learned it yet. I got to get to it. I got to record. I got to get my video
You
out.
better hurry up, baby. You got to do it while it's on trend.
Right.
But who knows? You might have the power to bring it back. But you guys, drop it down in our comments and let us know a trend on social media that you are sick and tired of seeing. We'll catch you guys back on the show in just a few seconds.
Welcome back. It's this time of the show where we get into all things love, life, relationships, and everything in between. Let's get into Girlfriend's Guide. So let's talk about a topic that might hit close to home for some of you, sleep divorce. Now, before you get worried, this isn't about really breaking up. It's about couples choosing to sleep in separate beds or even in separate rooms for the sake of better rest and healthier relationships. For some, it's a game changer. Fewer sleepless nights, less snoring drama, and a chance to actually miss each other. But for others, it can feel like it's the beginning of a disconnect. So, what do you think? Is this a smart move that could help your relationships, or could this be a sign that your relationship is growing apart? I'm gonna tell you this, that snoring, oh no, that's enough for us to sleep in separate rooms. I can't have the walls shaking and the doors shaking and the bed rumbling. I can't do it. I need to be able to rest.
To each his own, but it's a no for me. I need to lay on that chest, put that leg on the, like, I need to touch.
I would love that, as long as you don't snore.
If I fall asleep first,
Yeah.
snore all you want.
Oh, really?
Oh, you be out like that.
What? Oh,
I think I'm the
I gotta
snorer.
sleep first though.
Really? I think I do the snoring.
Uh-oh.
Friend.
But I'm all for, I'm very much like, I fall asleep fast when I'm in the bed with my significant other.
Yes.
But I am also for the separate sleeping sometimes.
Every now
I like
and
to
then,
stretch
baby.
out sometimes. He like to stretch out.
Yeah.
He go to bed later than me. I go to bed earlier than me. It just works that way.
Okay.
And sometimes I like to miss him.
Yeah. Okay.
So you can go in the little room over there, but you better come back.
That's
Hello.
right. That's
So
right.
I think it just depends on your lifestyle.
Yeah.
If I'm the
for-
snorer, you don't leave the room. Now, if you the snorer, yeah, you can go on.
Yeah.
But if I know, you got to deal with it.
I feel like if you sleep in a separate room, baby, I might as well go 50-50. That's your roommate.
That's a good point.
Well,
That's your roommate.
you heard it here
Cause
first.
I don't know what you doing over there. They ain't about
No, what's he doing?
Hey, exactly. You about to be over
doing
there
over there?
texting, doing OnlyFans in your own room, baby. Do that in your own apartment and come with 50% of that rent.
What he doing in the other room?
You just took it to a whole
No.
No one's supposed to be doing anything but sleeping,
You just
getting
took
their
it to
rest.
a whole nother level.
But now I gotta think about that.
Right.
Exactly.
What is he doing
You
in
can have a
over
whole other girlfriend over there.
So-
You ain't
so
going to
it's
check
a no
on the
for
million.
you.
So,
So I think it really depends on what works. Cause you guys heard of like how people actually live separately, like married
Yeah.
people?
Yeah.
So I think it's like, I'm not gonna say like, I could say if it's a no for me,
Uh-huh.
but I can't speak on other people. So it's really whatever works for you and your significant other, husband, wife, whatever.
Yeah.
But
So for y'all, it is not a sign of a healthier relationship.
Heck to the
No.
no.
And it lacks intimacy and connection.
Correct.
For being in that other room.
all the time, yeah, no.
can't even have that little late night chat. Hey, how was your day? You know, in the sleep while
Yeah.
you laying down before you go to sleep or whatever.
Like that little pillow
Well, you
talk.
do the
Yeah,
chat.
pillow talk.
You do the chat, but then when the snoring happens, you be like, hey, go
Like,
into
get
that
out.
room. Yeah.
Time to go.
You got to go.
So that means it definitely ain't for better or for worse, because the snoring is part of the worst part, just for better or for better.
You better
Right,
get some of them
yeah.
little strips.
Yes, I agree.
It said
For better or better.
Strips don't work.
Earplugs, the little strips.
For better or better, y'all, that's how that works, okay? Can you really stay emotionally connected if you're in another room, you think? You don't believe that's going to
No,
happen.
I'm not gonna say it's
Okay.
not. I mean, not in another room, but I mean, there is possibilities when you guys live separate, maybe in the transition, because some people are in growing relationships where, you know, they're growing their love and their intimacy, and they don't have to, you know, do the only, you know, form of intimacy that people commonly do.
Right.
And they still have a growing love that, you know, could stand the test of time. But most people, honey, listen, that's a recipe for disaster, if you ask me.
The separate room.
Definitely
okay.
depends.
Okay. Well, how much physical closeness do you think really affects emotional connection in a relationship? Does sleeping apart threaten that bond?
I think it's a great bonding moment. Like, I fall asleep quicker when he's in the bed with me.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm like, okay, he ain't slept yet. Okay, where he
Yeah.
at? You know, where you at? If you
Yeah.
get to go use the bathroom, I know
Right,
you
you
gone.
can.
And I'm up like, okay, come back to bed, you know? So I think it just depends. But I'm not judging the ones who have to sleep separately.
Yeah.
It just works. Like, sometimes when my cycle's on, that time of month, I don't want to be touched for like the first 2 days.
Oh,
so he
okay.
like, I'm going to sleep over here. I'm like, yes, I can stretch out.
Right.
So
It's
it just
your room.
depends. You got to just know your partner, what works for you.
Yeah. So if your partner suggests sleeping in another room, would you consider that a red flag?
I'm a
Yes.
side eye on.
You
'Cause
go,
why?
oh, yeah.
They're not gonna. They're not
What
gonna
you
say
doing over there?
They're not gonna say what you
That's
just
how
read. You
Right.
know, men ain't right.
Uh-oh.
They're not gonna say what you just said. So my first question: why?
Why you
Do
on
you have a condition?
Oh,
Oh,
you have a condition.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, are we just dating for the first time? Now we're moving on to the next step, and you don't sleep with people in the same bed?
Oh.
Is this a new thing? Have you done, do you pee in the bed still? Is it trauma? Like,
Is it just
I need to
21
know.
questions.
Yeah.
Why you going over
Because
there?
most men want to sleep with their woman.
Yeah.
She going full detective mode.
Yeah.
So I'm not mad at it.
That's a
my
little
goodness.
different.
Oh, okay. All right.
Red flag.
Yeah.
Red flag. Okay. Well, then let's go on to the next one. We are already, well, let me say this right. We are already in our final segment of the day. Let's get into mind, body, and soul, darling. It's time for a quick reality check. Have you ever found yourself scrolling through your phone only to look up and realize hours have flown by? You're not alone. According to a new study, all that late night scrolling and constant phone checking might be doing more than just draining our batteries. It's also draining, oh yes, this is for real, our mental health. Researchers have found that excessive phone use is linked to increased levels of depression, anxiety, and loneliness. So, is our digital addiction quietly messing with our peace of mind? Let's talk about it. I know that light is a problem. That light, even after I have turned that phone off or when my eyes are messed up, I can't hardly see after, even when I'm using my blue glasses or whatever they call it, right? And I'm like, my mind is racing a mile a minute. That light is still showing in my eyes, even with my eyes closed. I mean, I have a bit of an issue with it.
You know, they say that you're not supposed, like, because of your eyes and just everything, you're not supposed to really scroll on your phone like that at night, or scroll on it right before bed, which is when most of us do the most scrolling.
Yeah.
Laughing, giggling at TikTok.
Yeah. I think it does affect a lot. I mean, even look at our kids, you know, they can't do anything without having that tablet there. So I think even looking how the kids react when their tablets are taken away from them, we're like them a lot of ways. Like those are like kids in a lot of ways. Like I'm just like, where my phone at? Where's my phone? And I think that's a problem right there.
Where's
that
my
I can't function without knowing where my phone is, even if I'm not using it. So definitely before bed, like they say, you don't watch the news before bed because you have nightmares or just bad thoughts waking up. So I really think that stuff plays a huge role in how we sleep and how we function the next day. So if you're doing it every night, every day is going to be a challenge for you trying to wake up and just have a positive mindset. If you're always scrolling on the phone, you may run into some content that I didn't want to see. Right. And now I'm traumatized and I'm sleeping on it and I'm waking up thinking about it and it's just going to repeat. So I think it is an issue that we all struggle with in some capacity.
Yeah, we struggle with
sure. I feel like, you know, social media and the algorithm truly is diabolical. I mean, the things that have been coming up on my feed lately, I'm like, there's no way I looked anything up that even related remotely to this. But what I did do, a friend of mine, she's so efficient with her time, and so she put a limit on her phone for her TikTok and Instagram and social apps. So I did that, and every now and then there are some days where I'll just say ignore the limit, you know. But I try. At least it holds me accountable, and if I do press ignore the limit, luckily that's close to the end of the day, so I know that I kind of did good that day, and I wasn't scrolling too much. But this stuff is getting out of control, and not just to mention, you know, what it's doing to us emotionally, but, you know, even physically, like the radiation that these phones and devices, the freaking air fryer and the microwave, all these things are emitting. This is why cancer is at an all-time high. Like, I've been so sensitive to radiation lately. I'm like, listen, baby, I'm getting real close. But throw that phone in the river, baby. Y'all ain't gonna be able to find me.
The phone can go, but the air fryer stand.
I heard that.
Think about it. Two things
We'll have to deal with it. With the air fryer?
No,
Well, what about like people who have to be on their phones, the content creators, the business
they better
owners?
schedule that content.
Okay.
I schedule mine a lot.
Oh, yeah?
Sometimes I post and I just don't even get back on. So I'm seeing all these comments. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, it's not me. I just post and get off. Or I pay somebody to comment for me.
Okay.
There's different things you can do for that now because I don't see it feasible for me to reply every 5 minutes. And people are so demanding that they expect you to have your phone out. Even like for me as a hairstylist, I'm not working right now. So they'll see me on
Right. Oh, yeah, if you hear
I'm taking a break.
Taking a break.
Taking a break.
My hair? What you mean taking a
You
break?
ain't allowed to have no break as a hairstylist.
Yes.
Oh, my gosh. I remember a doctor told me that, you know, in order to get the sleep, get the rest, get the phone out of the room. I either turn it off or get it out of the room. The iPad, all of the electronics. She really was trying to suggest turn off the internet. Well, that wasn't going to ever happen. I was like, there's no way that's going to happen.
No,
but I will, like, put it out. And once I put it out the room or turn them off, oh, my gosh, my sleep did get better. But now it feels like you can't really do that because, once again, like you were saying, being a business owner, content creator, you're on that phone. And that's the first thing you reach for in the morning. Like, you have to catch yourself and at least say hi to the Lord what?
That's what I'm telling you,
know?
girl. I be catching myself now. Like, I'll get up and
Yes.
go on Instagram and I close that thing.
Yeah.
The spirit just hit me. And I close that thing. I said, Lord, thank you for
Right.
like, oh my
That's
God.
also when you have to establish your morning routine as well.
Yes.
Like, so it's also about you and your priorities because like some people will just grab their phone and that's just what they're gonna do.
Right.
Other people have prioritized like, okay, I'm gonna get up. I have a morning routine. I'm gonna go to the gym.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pray. I'm gonna, meditate. Whatever it is.
Yeah.
Because my phone is my alarm clock. So
Yeah,
maybe
mine
I should
too.
go back to the old school alarm clock.
And hit it.
Like everything is on the phone though. Every
Right.
single thing is on that phone.
Yeah, that good radiation, baby.
Yeah.
That is on the
I'm about to
phone.
get one of them aluminum hats, baby. And
Put yourself in a bubble.
Sally, please.
I'm not playing, baby.
Oh, my
This phone
goodness.
ain't finna kill me.
Right? And it's hard to disconnect. So,
Yeah.
well, that's a wrap for today's show. But before we sign off, we'll leave you with the quote of the day. No matter where life takes you, always stand in your truth, by Tarana Burke. All right, so y'all, thanks for hanging out with us. We will see you tomorrow night right here on POV, only on AfroTV.